All right. We are here. Hold up. Oh, this is a mess. Hold up. All right. Let me adjust my seat. And we are ready to go. And I'm not... All right. So, as you guys know, the Straw Hat only goes... Oh my, hold up, let me... The Straw Hat only goes on for special occasions. And today is a special occasion because we finally got the trailer for the second season of the live action for One Piece. What up, Susie Luda? How you doing? Hope life's treating you well. As for me, once again, I planned this in the worst possible way because I completely forgot I had this plan for today, and on top of that, the live action trailer came out, and so the whole planning for my day, I had to throw it out the window and start from scratch. So I've been rushing non-stop all day, and I finally somehow managed to make it sort of on time. Now let me do some things. Let me announce on Discord that I'm live. Hold up. There we go. So let's see. I got me my coffee. I got me my water. I think I should have everything. Jesus, I have to sneeze. Damn, I think I'm all ready set to go. Like, I got my water, got my coffee, my straw hat shirt, or like more so my Gear 5 shirt. We are working on theme today. The blue sky. Let me take a sip. I've got new coffee, so let's see what it's like. Tastes like shit. Tastes like actual shit. I'm never buying that again. Let's see. All right. Let me just take another sip of this dog shit coffee. No, it's actual ass. Holy shit. No, it's not good. That is not good coffee. All right. So far, I'm seeing 5 people live watching. I've got Susie Luda in chat saying yo. I think I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer, hopefully for have more people, a little more people join in. In the meantime, I'll pull up the trailer. YouTube.com. First look, season 2, Netflix. Ooh, oh, the thumbnail looks kind of crazy. Okay. The thumbnail actually looks okay. All I saw was the thumbnail and like the first shot, like the first. I mean, this pretty much. Why is it frozen? Hold up. This is what I saw. Like this frame, and the thumbnail is what I saw. So for now. Let me just adjust it a little bit. Okay, that's better. And do this. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hope life is treating you well. We'll check the audio one more time. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, good, good. So yeah, the planning for today. We are starting with some lighthearted stuff. I'm gonna be watching the trailer for the season 2 of the live action, which came out like when I was asleep last night. I'm gonna be watching it. I'm gonna break it down. Maybe, hopefully, there's enough for me to like dissect it for like frame by frame or something along those lines that I actually can spend some time discussing it. And after that, we're gonna move to some less lighthearted stuff, which is the political instabilities of the Indonesian government that's about to be taken over by the Straw Hats. Because as you guys know, most likely have seen, there's some protests going on in Indonesia, and something which is nothing crazy because protests happen all over the world. But the unusual thing about this protest is the involvement of, well, the involvement of this. The involvement of the Straw Hat Jolly Roger, and the Indonesian government is about to ban it, saying it causes division, or even worse, calling it a form of betrayal or treason. And I am going to find out what's going on. See if there's... I'm sorry, all I know is that there's corruption involved, but that's nothing new. Like, every country is corrupt. I'm just curious to see like what makes this one so different, and why the Straw Hats, the Straw Hat Jolly Roger is so prominent. So, let me just turn off the music. Let me raise the volume. Are we ready? I'll take a sip of my shitty ass coffee. Yo, Susie, welcome back. So let's start with. Okay, I'm nervous. I'm actually because I'm nervous because season 1 was fantastic, and it had to do a lot. How far do you think they'll take season 2? I mean, they've already said they're gonna stop at the chopper stuff. They're not gonna make it past Wapple. It's nice. I'm about to watch it for the first time. Like, I'm about to start. So I'm nervous because I'm rooting for it. I want it to be good. But ever since Matt Owens is not involved anymore, I'm scared. I'm really scared. And I know Oda has some power. He has some authority when it comes to the live action. But the thing is, nothing is set on paper. Like, it's a verbal contract. So Netflix can just be like, no, fuck off. We don't want to listen to you anymore. We're going to do things our own way. And if that happens, then we'll see. It'll turn out just like every other live action that has been made. So, are we guys ready? Or ladies, or whoever is in chat. Everything in between. We're starting. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The Golden Mary. Ooh. Oh, a lot going on. A lot going on.
Everything I've done.
Oh, that's dope. So I'm gonna watch it in its whole at first, and then I'm gonna watch it again and break it down.
What is that?
So live. Hey, what up? Yo! What the? What is that circus? I don't recognize the circus. The music! Okay, the Gatling didn't look that... I'm gonna watch it all to the end. Oh, Laboon! And see... What?! Oh, fuck! Oh, season 3 announced right away. Oh, I'm sweating. Oh, I was not expecting all that. Okay, fuck. Hold up. Where is it? We're gonna see oh, we are. No, we're definitely gonna see Croco Boy. Because we've already, I mean, we've not fully seen him in Little Garden, but we have heard him there. Like, he had an interaction with Sanji as Mr. Prince. Hold up. Oh, that was good. That was... So, I wanted to, like, watch it in its entirety at first. And then break it down. But that was a lot going on. But, since it's, I would call this a successful trailer. Yeah, today's a special day. Today is a special day. I got the Straw Hat on. So... The whiskey, we're taking a sip of victory. That was a sip of victory. That was good. It looked good. I like what I saw. It's not a complete victory yet because the season, like we have yet to see like the whole thing. But so far, it's much better than the first trailer of season 1. Because the first trailer of season 1 was not, like, people were iffy about it. We were not too sure about it. Like, we were not completely sold. But this, nah. Okay, let's go to full screen. Let me just let me do this. Okay, now I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna watch it from the start and I'm gonna break it down. Because that was, especially at the beginning, there was a lot going on there. But yeah, how you doing, Milo? Welcome to the stream. I was distracted there while watching. But the season 3 announcement is that one got me. But okay, so we start off with the Golden Mary headed for the Grand Line. A lot of clouds. I don't recall if we saw clouds like that at the I don't recall if we saw clouds like that in the anime and or in the manga. The reverse mountain. And I think if you see over here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but I think that's the upward stream. Like you see right here. The head is straight forward, and I think that's the one. Yo, Jay, damn, Jesus, damn, you're late, Jay. You just missed the first reaction, and I'm about to like break it down bit by bit. Oh, you just saw? Oh, okay, good shit. But the season 3 announcement, that's okay. I'm really happy. I'm really fucking happy. And by the way, when this shit comes out, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna come out somewhere around this October or November, maybe. I hope. Oh, 15 seconds behind. Oh, okay, fair enough. But when it comes out, I'm watching all of it live on Twitch. Maybe I'll do it in 2 days on a weekend. Maybe like I'll take a whole weekend for it and just chill and just watch the whole thing. But I'll watch it all on Twitch. Whether I do it in 1 or 2 days, we're gonna wait and see until then. But I've made my Jesus, I've made up my mind. Well, I've watched. Yeah, definitely. The thing is, I don't think I'm gonna be able to like watch it as soon as it comes out. Because if it comes out on a Monday, that's gonna be rough to stream. So I'm gonna have to wait until Saturday. So like, I'd have to wait like 5 days. So yeah, let's start over and break it down from the start. So yeah, okay, I'm YouTube being shit again. Okay, so going merry, headed towards Reverse Mountain, and like I said, it looks like it starts here. That's like the it's not the knockup stream. That's towards Skypea, but like the stream, like the upwards waterfall. Ooh. The end. Loketown. Okay, I was because we didn't get that in season 1. And this is Loketown. I can't tell if this like shot in an actual town or if this is just a set. But people are dressed sort of normally. In a way, like we're seeing clothes from all over from time eras all over the place. Like we're seeing some like in like a Japanese farmer or a Chinese farmer. We're seeing a traditional Japanese umbrella, a French style outfit. Someone is dressed like a gray Mario with a dress. And then we switched to this. This was the first thing that got me like, wait, what's going on here? Because I did not recognize this. And this gave me hella Game of Thrones vibes. Like, I can't tell what this is supposed to be. Because this is not Reverse Mountain. Oh, nah, there's no shot this is inside Laboon. That would be crazy. Like, if this is inside Laboon. I don't think this is Whiskey Peak. Little Garden, maybe? But no, in Little Garden, the trees were massive. Like, and there were dinosaurs and shit, and it was mostly like a swamp area. These are meadows, so I can't really tell where this is supposed to be. So after it's not Logtown either. So after Reverse Mountain, we first had the Laboon shit, then we went to Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and then Chopper's Island. None of those have this climate and this type of nature. So if any of you guys have a guess of where this is supposed to be. Let's continue. Ooh, okay, so we have Sanji and Zoro. Zoro in front. Okay, so this definitely is Little Garden. Because they sort of went together at first to gather some meat, and then they split to like start the contest. Ooh. Man, I hate this. Okay, this is not Little Garden, but this is Little Garden. Okay, I'm trying to look. Okay, so as we know, like in the live action, every single outfit that they wear is a design drawn by Oda at some point. This one doesn't look familiar for Zoro, like with the with the hat and the pink shorts. But it looks dope. Like I mean, it's just a chill outfit. Maybe a side of the island, maybe. But like Little Garden was it was all forest. It was all swamp. And I don't recall that amount of like crossing rivers with each other. Like just the main river going through it. Okay, now we have Whiskey Peak. And it looks goofy, but I like it. It looks goofy, but I like it. I guess it's not necessarily the design that I have a complaint with. I just wish the skies were more blue. Because early, like pre-time skip One Piece, the skies were very blue. Like it was very, very bright and blue. And in the live action, it's just mostly gray, which is just one thing that I've noticed. Yeah, this Whiskey Peak, we got a little town over there. And this is where Zoro will get... Like, this will be the precursor to Zoro being a supernova. Okay, so this is... Okay. Oh, hold up. So we have all the Straw Hats. We have Zoro wearing black pants and a blue shirt. Nami. Oh, wait. I recognize that outfit. I think she wore that at the end of Ini's lobby, didn't she? Let me look it up. At the end of Water 7. No, not the one with the tie, but another one. Like towards the very end. No, guess that's not it. But I definitely recognize like the straps around her shoulders. I do recognize that, like with the pink parts. And I think she definitely, that's an actual outfit that she wore. So Luffy in all red, digging it. Sanji with a hat and a shorts and a shirt. Usopp, white shirt, like some bandages around his arm, brown pants, and this is definitely, yeah, this is Whiskey Peak. Like a cowboy town. And I just really, really hope, like the Zoro's moment against what's it called? Ultimate's Karoo greatness? We have not seen him in this trailer, have we? No, this is... Everywhere I go. Okay, so this is what confused me at first. It's a circus, or a not a circus, but I don't know what you call these in English, but like I don't recall this in the story. Oh, Roger's execution, nice. The execution platform. Oh, is that it? Oh, they're giving Buggy okay, they're giving Buggy more screen time. I think that's what's going on. Hold up. Damn it. So this is probably the plaza of Roger's execution. Right, hold up. Check, yeah, at the bottom right here. That's where Roger was executed. And I'm gonna assume we're gonna miss Gaimon. Nah, that's rough. But I'm gonna assume that Netflix took some liberties and, in a way, I guess made Logtown Buggy's territory. And this whole thing right here that we see has been taken over by Buggy. Because Buggy was about to execute Luffy, like on the platform. So we have Nami and Usopp on the Mary. There he is. I'm trying to. Is the size accurate, or was he bigger in the anime? Wait, I just noticed on the back of the Sunny. Unless that's not the back of the Sunny, but those are not tangerine trees. That's a palm tree. The Brogi. Oh wait, we're gonna see the Hakoku sovereignty. Oh, damn, that's gonna be so dope. 20 episodes? We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see, because I mean, so far it's good, man. I mean, we got the season 3 announcement, which is good. But man, and season 3 is gonna be most just straight all of it's gonna be Alabasta, I think. Like, there's no shot they're gonna be able to do both Alabasta and Skypiea in one season of 8 episodes. Maybe if it's 10 episodes, maybe, but nah. Yeah, I really hope he does the laugh. Like, they need to lean a bit more into the silliness. Give us the silly laughs. Give us the silly goofs. Yeah, this season. No, that was already confirmed. We're gonna stop at Chopper's arc. But if that's the case, and season 3 has been announced already, I really hope they take their time and give us as much as possible, like, and don't cut corners like they did in season 1. So episode 1 is gonna be mostly. Episode 1 is gonna be only Logtown. Episode 2 is gonna be Reverse Mountain and Laboon. Episode 3, Whiskey Peak. I think we're gonna maybe 2 episodes of Whiskey Peak. Episode 5 is gonna be Little Garden. Make it 6. Make it 2 episodes for Little Garden, and then 2 episodes for Chopper. They probably already filmed that. No, that's way too much work. If that's the case, then that will be the reason why Matt Owens quits. Because that is an insane amount of work. Doing back-to-back seasons, filming it like that in a relatively short time. Yeah, Brogi looking good. The size looks good. It looks believable. The only thing I guess it's accurate to the One Piece trend of trying to gauge giant sizes and that sort of stuff, heights. Raise the sails. They have to CGI a lot of the Neptunes? Wait, you mean like the Sea Kings? Or you're talking about something else? Oh, I forgot Robin. Hold up. Best girl is on screen, so let's take our time. The flower petals, perfect. Door slamming open. As a non-One Piece fan, you would be like, well, how would that happen? But since we're One Piece fans, we know that's her powers pushing the doors open. Hey, come on, give us a bit more. So the hair is good. The cowboy hat is there, and she looks serious. Crocodile's actor was already announced. He'll be appearing in season 3, unless. No, I think we're gonna see him in Little Garden, because in the manga and anime, he had an interaction with Sanji over the Den Mushi. The only difference is in the anime and in the manga, we did not see Crocodile. We only heard him. But maybe we'll already have him revealed in. She looks, yeah. I mean, she does not look bad. Okay, so we have Zoro. Oh, he has his new swords. Oh, I forgot we're gonna get that. Oh shit, in Logtown. Yeah, right. We're gonna get this Jesus. We're gonna get the sword scene in the shop when he throws it up and it stretches out his arm. The Sandai. We see Zoro with long sleeves. Lockdown is so good, man. But Zoro, I'm gonna guess this is in Whiskey Peak when he fights against the 100 Baroque works. And I really hope that they make that scene as epic as possible. That is a 100% Zoro moment. Just one Zoro against 100 people. We're gonna see we're gonna see Dragon. We have not seen him in this trailer. Bar scene and restaurant scene. Which one exactly? Bar scene in Whiskey Peak? They better not show him. I mean, they showed Dragon in Logtown. In the anime. Like we saw his shadowy figure and then the lightning struck and then we saw his face. We're definitely gonna see him. He saved Luffy from Smoker. Zoro with the Sandai Kitetsu. Oh, not showing in the trailer. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, they did not. I did not see him yet in the trailer. Yeah, I'm gonna assume this is against the Baroque works, testing out his swords. And there he is. No, in the Logtown, Luffy remembers. Oh! And Buggy passing Zoro. Oh! Yeah, those. I mean, those. The Roger bar is 100% filler, but that is such a good moment. I want them to add it. Like, as far as I care, that is straight up canon. Like the old man suddenly seeing Roger appear as Luffy. Like seeing Roger in Luffy and then deciding to keep the bar open. And the Buggy scene with Luffy, that's funny. They better keep it. And that has to be like the reveal for Buggy being there. Odoro? Wait, is that real? That'd be cool if they did the old man scene. It would be cool, but it's filler, so it's like, I don't know, like you'd have to be like a real fan to add that into the. But then right now, because season 2 doesn't go all the way to Alabasta, they have all the time. Like that scene with the old man at the bar, that should not take longer than like 5 to 10 minutes. And they can take even some liberties because right now we know a lot more about Roger than we did back then. So they can even change up the story a little bit and give us like a real story about Roger. Like nothing too crazy revealing, but just something dope. Like maybe a clash. Nah, the clash with Whitebeard would be that would be too much. If they actually reveal the clash with Whitebeard, that would be crazy. That's a bit much. I heard it, but I'm not 100% sure. But Oda did involve one. All right. I mean, Oda was taking a lot of breaks regularly, like a year ago, and he also went to South Africa for the live action. We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, here he is, Smoker. He looks dope. He looks really dope. The ice cream scene. I need the ice cream scene. That is the perfect introduction for Smoker. Like seeing such a terrifying looking man and then being so gentle to a little girl who bumped into him. This straight up looks like a video game POV. Like this switch to Luffy. Like it straight up looks like it's like video game footage for Luffy. But he's running here through a forest. I'm gonna guess this is a little garden. Jesus, that was not good. Was choked on my water. Let's continue. Oh, fuck. Let's continue. Sanji. Oh, I saw that. I saw that. The wall. It's the clay. It's Mr. Three's clay. And this is the Mr. Prince moment. Inside is the Dendemushi, where he talks to Crocodile. But I think there was something before it. Wait, did I miss that much? So this is Luffy running through Little Garden, and then we switch to Sanji opening the door. Yeah, I mean that's straight up Mr. Three's clay. That's the clay house that they used as a base, because everyone was like busy fighting Baroque works, except for Sanji, who was mysteriously not there. But in the meantime, he was just doing like doing some stealth missions on his own. He was involved. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's really dope. Yeah, this is Mr. Three's house. And this is the Mr. Prince scene with Crocodile. That's dope. I can already imagine him with the British accent. Because of the actor? Like, is he anyone big or? Because I did not recognize him. Okay, Nami. Can't tell where that is, but I'm gonna assume that's Logtown. Kind of big? Okay. Okay, Usopp. In a sort of candy shop? With bodies laying around? Yeah, this has to be either Whiskey Peak or Logtown. No, this has to be Whiskey Peak. I'm gonna wait. Did Usopp take him down? Mr. Prisma? No, that is 100%. Look, this is the beginning of the Mr. Prince scene. Like, this is Sanji entering the clay house where the Dendemushi is. No, that scene is too important to not involve. Like, that actually covered for the Straw Hats, that whole scene. Because of Sanji, they did not, like, Crocodile didn't thought they were dead. Ooh, Vivi. So in comes Vivi with the pinky swing weapon, which I never liked, honestly. I hope the live action at least makes it looks good, or makes it more effective than it was in the anime or in the manga. Yeah, this is Miss. What was her name for Baroque Works? Was it Miss Wednesday? Season 2. Ooh, the swords. Okay, so we have the. Forgot the name of that sword, but we have the soundbite right there. Miss Wednesday. Okay, so it was Miss Wednesday. What was this sword's name again? The one that that broke with the rust devil fruit. Wait. No, I knew that was Vivi. I just forgot her Baroque Works name. I wasn't sure if it was Miss Wednesday or something else. No, I knew. I said it was Vivi. I just forgot her Baroque Works name, her cover name. She was Miss Wednesday for like what, 2 chapters, 2 episodes. And then after that, it was all just Vivi. So yeah, Zoro fighting against Baroque Works. Not a real fan? Yeah, sure. So we have a lot going on here. Sanji kicking some scrubs. Oh, so yeah, so this confused me at first, but this is Logtown, which I assume has been taken over, fully taken over by Buggy. Like, this is the plaza, and in the manga and anime, Zoro and Sanji were rushing towards the platform, but they couldn't make it in time because he was too far away. Because he was about to get executed by Buggy. Zoro and Sanji did not make it in time, and then in came Dragon. But it's interesting that they made this choice, but I guess it makes sense because Buggy ended up like stealing the show for a lot, like for a lot of moments in season 1. So the fact that they chose to give Buggy such a huge role, it makes sense. Yo, Nami? Damn, Nami, hold up. That's a hell of a jump. Oh, no, wait, that was not just a jump. Like, she straight up kicks him and just, damn, old. I'm gonna slow that shit down. That was crazy. Speed. Let's slow it down to there. Check this. She kicks him, jumps down, and goes for. Oh, Alvida! I didn't notice her. That's Alvida post Devil Fruit. That leg sweep is clean as fuck, and there's Alvida with her club standing there. I did not notice her. I replayed it 5 times, and only until I slowed it down. That's fucking Alvida. And that is, she goes straight up for the Ragnaroku, for the 3 realms Ragnarok. And then Usopp. Let me put it back to regular speed. But yeah, the music is popping off in this part. Grand adventure awaits. Yeah, this I was not a fan of. Like, I don't like how it looked, how the Gatling looked in this. Like, the Gatling against Arlong looked phenomenal. It looked amazing. But this, not feeling this one. Then Nami, Luffy. There's Laboon. Season 3 sets sail soon. Now, what does that mean, though? Like the writing, the filming, the production? Like the season itself? Like, if they completely finished the season already in the that would be fucking nuts. Also, the actual little lost weight. Yes, I mean, yeah, I saw the pictures on Instagram. Yeah, she did amazing. Yeah, Nami terrified because she sees something that probably shouldn't exist. At least not the Laboon. Laboon looks kind of terrifying, honestly. Luffy, a fucking psychopath, laughing at the sight of that. And the way it looks, they're headed straight inside Laboon right away. Those Laboon she's no, I know. Like that's her seeing something that she never could imagine exists. If you're sailing a ship from the open ocean and you see this thing, you are going to see it to shit yourself. But it looks like they're going straight into Laboon's mouth from the jump. Like they're not gonna crash into him or like have Luffy fight him at first. Is Laboon opening his mouth? One Piece. Into the Grand Line. And Season 3 sets sail soon. Coming 2026. Oh, damn, it just registered in my mind, 2026. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. 2026. I really hope it's gonna be January 2026 because, like, watching, like, for viewership, and that's, like, even for viewership and, like, that sort of stuff, during the winter is, like, the best time to release it. I would have died before she was amazed. No, I would have shat myself and just passed out. They did it. Smoker smoking 2 cigars. It's glorious. Didn't mention that. Yeah, they actually made him smoke 2 cigars. Teasing season 3 is in production during a season 2 first look is diabolically wonderful. A Smoker is exactly how I'd imagine he'd be a live action, spot on. The Smoker is exactly. Oh wait, they're doing an unbelievable job. They're adding season 3 info. Kudos to putting this all together. Everyone talked about Robin, Smoker, and Vivi, but man, Brogue is looking good. Smoker with 2 cigars somehow looks ridiculous and badass at the same time. I mean, that's in the anime too. Like, it looks ridiculous with 2 cigars, but he pulls it off. The One Piece is real. Zoro and Whiskey Peak's gonna go. Yeah, this whole thing, like the whole thing with Zoro and Baroque works. It needs to be like 15 minutes, uninterrupted, just one after the other. Straight, uninterrupted action. Robin Schwan. Missile Sunday finally makes her debut. Double Cigar and Smoker. The trailer definitely makes everything look bigger. You see the difference with season 1. Okay. Dear Netflix, this is your regular reminder to do this series right and do whatever it takes, including budget. I'll continue to pay until you do this right. So far I'm not seeing. Oh yeah. Okay, first Alvida mention. I would have, if I didn't slow it down, I would not have noticed Alvida there. That's crazy. I feel like everyone involved seemed more confident in the stunt work now. I noticed a lot of sequences. Oh yeah, okay. As usual, their chef prepared additional food and they were savoring every second of it. Netflix doing things the right way. Hope they keep this show. I think I never smelled non-stop as I did for. Oh yeah, before I watched the trailer, I was scared, but that was an amazing trailer. Fucking amazing. They pulled it off. Oh man. You can see upgrades, character design, backdrops, action sequences, and man, excited. Give me 20 seasons, I'll watch all of them. Usopp's got the special glasses. They're adapting the sniping contest. Wait, with what's his name? Big Daddy or something like that. Like, what was that dude's name? I think something like along the line, something like Big Daddy or some shit. That was anime only. In some ways, the smoke with 2 cigars appears both foolish and fierce. That is the point. That is the point. I think most of the fans will definitely satisfy with the yeah, most likely. And the fact that we got season 3 right away, I mean, that has to be on purpose, because there's no shot. Like, there's no shot. Even like non-One Piece fans are going to be satisfied with Wapol as the final villain. Oh yeah, okay, so just Daddy, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, like Chopper's arc, it's an amazing arc, but it does not have the final. It does not have the weight to be like the final arc or the final fight or climax, whatever you want to call it. It does not have it. But if they release season 2 ending with Chopper, and then not too long after that releasing season 3, they might have something. They shot both seasons. Wait, where was that confirmed though? Like where who and where who said that and when and where? If they shot both seasons at the same time, then it means they wrote both seasons like from the jump. And if that's the case, oh man. If that's the case, then I understand why Matt Owens had to like step out of it, because that is an insane amount of work. Like one season alone, like to be carried by Matt Owens that is a lot already. But 2 seasons and him carrying that burden, not allowing Netflix to like fuck it up. That is a lot. That is a lot to deal with. So it makes all the sense in the world that that he had to take a step back. But again, even without Matt Owens, I really hope Netflix does not make the same fuck ups as they did with season 1. I don't understand how Wapol is still relevant even after so many chapters. Everyone's gonna be relevant, man. Don't be surprised if Gaimon comes back next chapter. 6? Where are you getting that info from? Like where? Give me news sources. I need to see that shit. Man, it is hot as fuck. It is hot as fuck, Jesus. And if I were to make a guess, 6 seasons in the making. So I would say season 4 will be Jaya and Skypiea. Season 5 would be Long Ring Longland, Water 7, and Eni's Lobby. Season 8, Thriller Bark and what's it called? Sabaody? It can even push in maybe Amazon Lily. No, Marine for last year? Oh no! Wait. No, I thought that was like a new confirmation. No, old new. That article they sent last year, I took that with a grain of salt. Like of course that's the plan. Like that's the plan eventually. Like 6 seasons. That's like what they're aiming for. But Now that season 2 is pretty much as good as finished, and season 3 apparently also almost finished, things are most likely going to change. They're going to maybe have like a different outlook on the show. But no, Marineford is definitely the arc that they have and can make. Because Marineford is the last arc that is more grounded. After Marineford is just, it's pure fucking madness in terms of like in terms of like settings and world building and that sort of stuff. Like they're gonna have to go to the Arctics to film Punk Hazard. Is Milo here? He was here at the beginning. I think he's either working or lurking or just gaming in the background. He was here at the beginning. The arc needs to way too much vast, needs a lot of CGI. Marineford? No, I think they can pull. No, I think Marineford is the one arc that the anime actually can pull it off really, really well. Because they can use the chaos of Marineford to their advantage. They can use all the smoke and the gunpowder and all the shit going on in the background. They can use it as chaos, so like, not have to focus on making things look as realistic, but they can use that to make you feel more immersed. I don't know if you watched Marineford, Game of Thrones, the Battle of the Bastards. That was a completely different level, but that was just pure chaos, and you felt choked up watching that whole scene. And they can do something similar for Marineford. We discussed a lot about the live action. Like you mean you and Milo, or like with me? Like a year ago. Jay, I keep telling you. Come on, I keep telling you. I remember the article that you sent last year. I remember that. But I took that as a grain of salt because that was just the plan for six seasons. I'm aware of that. But when you said it just now, I thought some new shit came out. I thought you came with news right now that came out recently. I'm aware of that you sent me 6 years ago. I just mentioned it. I told you just now. 6 months ago? Okay, without even looking, I know they have like a concrete plan for six seasons, and future plans for like 12. That was the whole like plan that they had in mind. I remember that article, but I remember that when that shit came out. I remember it, but that was after season 1, and like the strikes were going on, and we weren't sure if the writing had started or not, and there was a whole lot going on. There was no movement, so we were speculating. So I took that article with a grain of salt. So far, as of right now, we don't know if 6 seasons actually feasible for them. I would say after season 2 releases, then we're gonna get more concrete news. Wait, all the budget will go to Whitebeard? I think. I mean, when he does like the pulling thing and the ocean starts like flipping around, that can be done with CGI. But the earthquakes, I think that should be doable. I mean, we have the likes of Marco, Jozu, 3 admirals. We have Garp, Sengoku, Blackbeard, Ace, Luffy, Ivankov, the dude with the scissors. We have Smoker, Doflamingo there. That is like a orgy of devil fruits in Marineford. Whitebeard is the least of the problems. It was not an article. That's not the point. I remember when you sent that. I remember the 6 seasons plan, and then followed by the 12. By that 12 in the long run. I remember that. I remember discussing that in Discord. But when you said it just now, I thought new news came out just now. I remember that from back then. I do remember that. I keep explaining it. I remember it from back then, but I thought you came with news that came out within the last week or today even. So I was surprised for a moment. Six seasons was their initial plan, but that was there was strikes going on and all that sort of shit. And 12 seasons is what they want. There's no plans for that yet. But after season 2, or maybe even season 3, if it comes out like shortly after, then we're gonna have concrete plans. Then we're gonna get actual confirmations. So man, it's so hot. I'm actually sweating. Fuck. And tomorrow and the day after is gonna be even worse. But no, Marineford is definitely the most. It's gonna be the easiest to recreate because they can just create like an open field and just like a whole lot of chaos, and with like Marineford with the walls in the background, that sort of stuff. The biggest challenge, I think, I would say Skypiea, in terms of like scenery, CGI, that sort of stuff. The Luffy versus NL is gonna be, I think, gonna be pretty tricky to create. Thriller Bark could be done easily, I think. Amazon Lily is nothing too crazy. Sabaody is gonna be interesting. Impel Down. Oh, Impel Down is also kind of. I'll take a break after 3 seasons and shoot 2 seasons at a time. So let me go back again. So let's see. Season 4 is gonna be Jaya and Skypiea, which seems a bit overkill for those two arcs, but I guess they can make it work. Season 6 can be Water 7 and Eni's Lobby. Oh, Long Ring Longland, Water 7, Eni's Lobby. And then post Eni's Lobby, then we have season. Wait, where was I? Season 4, 5, 6, season 6 will be Thriller Bark, maybe Sabaody, and maybe even Amazon Lily. Amazon Lily, and then after that we're gonna have 1 season with the whole Marineford saga with Impel Down and Marineford, and maybe even post Marineford with Luffy's backstory. You better cast Eminem as no, come on, we need proper actors. Eminem is not an actor. I mean, they can have Eminem maybe write a song for that arc as promotional shit, and have it like as a theme song for NL, but it doesn't really fit. I mean, I guess they can have him as like a cameo, as a hint towards NL, like a fun cameo, nothing else. But Eminem is not an actor. I know he's played in movies, but he's not. He plays as himself usually. He's not. He cannot play as a different character. All right, that's it for the live action part. Let me turn on the music. And there's something else that I want to cover. Hold up. Hold up. All right, this is the second thing that I wanted to discuss, because there's some shit in Indonesia going on. I kind of want to delve into like what exactly is the reason for rebellion like this, because the Indonesian people are using the straw hat as like a sign of rebellion, a sign of protest, and the government, like the politicians being the idiots that they are, calling it as an act of treason, causing division and that sort of stuff, not addressing what the actual problem is at all. They're just deflecting, as politicians always do. So I wanted to delve in like to see just what's going on in Indonesia and like how the straw hat is prevalent in there. But I thought it would be more fun to do it on stream. Just read the article on stream, see, because it's a... Wait, I thought it was a bigger article. Okay, we'll just have to wait and see. Let's zoom in. So we see here two boys or two guys with a Jolly Roger. And I gotta say, that's a pretty small flag. I don't even know where they got that, because I wanted to get something like that. Last line? What last line? Of the article? Or they have shown that the Dream Monkey's Luffy's simple, unwavering desire to be free is one they truly... yes, we're getting to that. Yeah. But I'm gonna read the whole article. And that last line, I mean, that's the conclusion that I came to from the jump. And that is why I raised the question of Luffy, on whether Luffy is a terrorist or not, and I want to delve more into that. So let's read, and hopefully this article at least gives us some context as to what's going on in Indonesia, because all I keep hearing is like, there's corruption and people are unhappy, but like, that's literally every fucking country. So I hope BBC at least has like the journalistic capabilities to give us more context. Well, let's see. Also, how's my... Let me just check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, audio looks good. Sounds good. Okay, in the popular Japanese anime One Piece, black flags bearing a skull with a straw hat are carried by a rowdy crew of pirates who have made it their mission to challenge a draconian regime and fight for freedom. Not necessarily accurate, but it gets the overall idea, because it doesn't necessarily target a specific regime. It just, whenever it goes, they see some shit happening and then they fight it. Blame Hassan's... I'm gonna get to that. Because what Hassan said is technically not wrong, he just explained it very poorly. I'm gonna get to that. But in July, these emblems started popping up across Indonesia, along doorways, on the backs of cars, and on painted walls. For many, they were a response to the Indonesian leader Prabowo Subianto's call for Indonesians to fly their national red and white flag ahead of the country's Independence Day on August 17th. Okay, so for many this was a response to Indonesia. Okay, so I guess that's like a national holiday, and that's like a tradition to like fly the Indonesian flag, but they're doing the straw hat instead as a form of protest. Instead, some Indonesians chose to raise these pirate flags, known as Jolly Rogers, as a symbol of their discontent, with many criticizing what they say is an increasingly centralized government, but led by Prabowo. Okay, but what does centralized necessarily entail? Because centralizing can be positive, but I'm guessing in this context, it's not a positive thing, depending on how it's done. But the movement has not been well received by all. Earlier last week, the country's Deputy House Speaker criticized the flag displays, calling it an attempt to divide the nation. Another lawmaker even suggested it could be treason. Yeah, so these are the fucktards that kind of pissed me off. So this is what politicians always do. They see something happening, they see a form of protest, they do not engage with the argument, but instead they target the symbol that they're using, whether it's like raising their fist in anger, or wearing a straw hat, or raising a straw hat flag. They point to that and like, oh look, they're doing bad things. They're doing bad things, so that is a bad thing. And of course, the older people who are not aware, they tend to believe that fairly easily. And they're doing exactly what they accuse the protesters of doing. Like, so these fucking pieces of shit, by calling the people who raise the straw hats, by accusing them of dividing the nation, that's literally dividing the nation. So the people who are not aware, who are just following the news like casually, or don't even know what One Piece is, they're just like, oh yeah, they're right. It looks evil. It's a skull. Skulls must be evil, and that's. Yeah, so that's what pissed me off. Like, they are literally dividing the country, accusing protesters of doing what they're doing. One Piece, first published in 1997 as a manga by Ichiro Oda, one of the most popular franchises in the world. The manga has sold more than 520 million copies, while the TV series has run for more than 1,100 episodes. The series has a large and dedicated fanbase in Indonesia, where Japanese anime is well loved. In the same way, the pirates in the series, led by their leader, Monkey D. Luffy, raised the Jolly Rogers as a symbol of freedom against their government. Some Indonesian residents say raising the flag is a symbol that we love. Raising the flag is a symbol that we love this country, but don't completely agree with its politics. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Like, that's what a protest is. People protest because they want the country to be better. Like, people go out to the streets to protest for the country to improve. The anime reflects the injustice and equality that the Indonesians reflects the injustice and inequality that the Indonesians experience, said Ali Maulana, the resident of Jayapura city in the Papua province. Even though this country is officially independent, many of us have not truly experienced that freedom in our lives, he told the BBC Indonesian. For him and many others, I wanted to say fun fact, but it's not a fun fact. Like, the country where I live, I'm from the Netherlands, and Indonesia used to be a colony of the Netherlands for a long time. Like, the shit we did there, that is, like, we did some heinous shit in Indonesia. And to this day, there are still statues scattered around the Netherlands of like generals who, let's just say, they did some heinous shit in Indonesia. And there's even discussions on whether we should keep those statues or not, which is fucking diabolical. Like, there should never have been statues of those fuckers to begin with. Are you gonna watch the new opening endings anime? I don't know. Depends on how much time I have, because I'm gonna start JJK in about an hour. For him and many others, the decision to fly the flag. Hold up, already read that. For him and many others, the decision to fly the flag was a response to a speech given by President Prabowo in late July. Raise the red and white flag wherever you are. Red represents the blood shed for our independence. White represents the purity of our souls, Prabowo had said. Dendi Cristiano, who owns Wiki apparel store. Wait, who owns the Wiki? Wait, what is that? A devil fruit? Dendi Cristanto, who owns the Wiki apparel store in Central Java, said he has received thousands of orders for the flags following the president's speech. Since the end of July, I received hundreds of orders a day from all over Indonesia. Then he told news outlet Jakarta Post. Some top officials, however, have been less than impressed. Deputy House Speaker Sufmi Dasko Ahmad, widely regarded as Prabowo's right-hand man, described the movement as a coordinated attempt to divide the nation. Yeah, fucking piece of shit. We must collectively resist such actions, he said early last week. Another lawmaker from the center-right Golkar party, Firman Subagio, suggested that displaying these flags could even amount to treason. But on Tuesday, the country's state secretary, Minister Prasetyo Hadi, said that the president himself had no objection to the flags as a form of creative expression. Yeah, like, that's the insane part. It is the most harmless form of protest. Like, the most harmful form of protest is just symbolism, like just waving a flag. And the funny thing is, if they get to a point that they actually start banning the Straw Hats, then it won't be a symbolic protest anymore. It could escalate to violence, because you're now forbidding people from like expressing something that they believe in. However, it should not be used to challenge or diminish the significance of the red and white flag. The two should not placed side by side in a way that invites the two should not be placed side by side in a way that invites comparison or conflict. Okay, so he just takes it further. I thought it was being reasonable, but no, he's being a symbolic douchebag. In Indonesia, there are no laws that restrict the display of fictional flags. But the law stipulates that if they are flown alongside the red and white national flags, the country's flag must always be hoisted high. Yeah, I don't believe. I mean, there are sort of flag etiquettes that you have to follow, but I think they're mostly just symbolic bullshit. Police in the capital Jakarta said they are monitoring the use of non-political flags and symbols that don't align with the spirit of nationalism, including pirate or fictional themed flags. Well then. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, so this part I was mostly aware of, but hopefully we're gonna delve more in depth of what's going on. Indonesia's hard-won democracy, the third largest in the world, has faced growing challenges in recent years. Its popular former leader, Joko Widodo, rose to power as prominent Democrat, but his one of us image lost some of its sheen towards the end of his second term, when he revived the death penalty for drug traffickers. Oh, there we go. When he revived the death penalty for drug traffickers and appointed Prabowo, a controversial ex-general, as his defense minister. Yeah, that's what usually does it. Death penalty never does anyone any good, because you always end up executing people who are innocent. And then, I mean, I don't know what this Prabowo figure has done, but he's if the BBC calls a certain person controversial, usually it's some heinous shit that they done, or did, or still do even. Public frustration has intensified with since Prabowo took over as president last October. In February, thousands took to the streets to protest budget cuts and legislative chances that would allow the military to take a big role in government. Okay, so militarizing the government, that's always a fun thing to do. Always very effective. There's never anything shady when a government militarizes. There's no reason at all why they would do that. It's not like they're expecting the public to revolt, and they're taking countermeasures beforehand. The red and white flags are too sacred for us to raise now, said one user on Instagram in a post that has been widely shared. And while some lawmakers have criticized the display of the Jolly Rogers, others say they accept it as a form of public expression. They are a way of for people to convey their expressions, said Deputy Home Affairs Nesbima Arya Sujarto. Such a form of expression is a natural phenomenon in democracy. And that is correct. But what they are afraid of is that it becomes too big of a movement, and let's say there's a massive protest, and it's just millions or like hundreds of thousands of Jolly Rogers everywhere. That's when it gets like real momentum, like worldwide, and they don't want that. And while some lawmakers have criticized the display of the hold up, I already read that. This kind of symbolic action is better than street protests that could turn violent. Exactly my point. However, by banning by banning the Jolly Rogers, you only make it more possible that it becomes violent. Because of One Piece's popularity among Indonesians of all ages, the flags have offered a way to raise awareness around political issues in a different and unique way, said Dominic Niki Farazal, a researcher at the Center for Strategic International Studies. And for some Indonesians, the government's mixed response to the Jolly Roger underscores the symbol's power. By threatening a cartoon flag as a threat to national security, they have inadvertently violated the entire premise of a protest, Farhan Zikola wrote on the Medium publishing platform. They have shown that the dream of Monkey D. Luffy, the simple, unwavering desire to be free, is the one thing they truly fear. And yeah, that is a bar. Okay, so they didn't go fully in depth on why they're so dissatisfied with the government, but they have given us some hints. Making the death penalty legal again, militarizing the government, giving a former general, controversial general, a prominent position in government. That usually does it. It's like they haven't given me a lot to work with, but at least it's something. It's giving me a better idea of what's going on. But this is more focused on the Jolly Roger itself. Let me see. Let's see. 4 years ago, April, August. Not seeing anything. What has... Hold up. Proposed Rocky first. Okay, that's March, June. Oh, that's January, November. Oh, that's biography. There's no recent articles surrounding the president. 100 days of Muslim militarism, agriculture, and amnesties. Okay. So far, all the news that's coming out about Indonesia is related to the Jolly Roger, but they're not going in depth as to what's going on there. And now let's delve more in depth on, not more in depth, but let's discuss the last thing that I wanted to discuss. Is Luffy a terrorist or not? And the simple question for everyone with a functioning brain is no. Obviously, Luffy is not a terrorist. But as was in the chat, Lucas, he said, I blame Hassan for popularizing Luffy as being a terrorist. But he is not wrong either. Because when he said that, what he meant, if Luffy was alive today, he would be considered a terrorist. He would be framed as a terrorist. Like the action that he's done. Like, imagine Luffy going from Luffy in the real world, going from country to country, liberating them from their oppressive governments. He is going to be labeled a terrorist, even though you literally see that in the story. wherever Luffy goes, he liberates people. They make the people love him. But outside, he is feared by everyone else. He's feared as a violent pirate. He has a bounty on him of like, at this point, 3 billion. From the moment he set out to sea, the government was after him because he was liberating countries. They didn't want to give him the credit in Alabasta because that was too good of a, that was too positive of coverage for a pirate. So they decided to give Smoker that the credits for it. And Smoker, as we know, he said, no, fuck you, I don't need that. It's not right. But the shit that Luffy does, without if we read news about the actions of Luffy, the way we see it about everyone else, that how do you say it? The way he gets covered, like every other public person or whatever. Without knowing the context, we are going to think that he is a terrorist. But since we know how Luffy is, we know his reasoning, we know his motives, we know his actions. Obviously, we know Luffy is not a terrorist. He's a liberator. And what was that one quote? Like one person's liberator is another person's terrorist. Something along those lines. But like I said, if Luffy was in the real world doing what he does right now, he would be labeled a terrorist. Just that flag over there, that Palestinian flag, Israel is trying its hardest to make that, to associate that as much as possible with Hamas. And Hamas is the resistance of Palestine. Terrorist group or not, that is the only resistance they have. And they're trying to associate that flag with Hamas, trying to associate it, trying to turn it into a terrorist symbol. So it could happen at any moment that raising that flag will be considered terrorism, a form of terrorism. But since what Israel is doing is it's a live stream genocide. There's endless footage of fucking war crimes being committed by the Israeli government, by the IDF. That's the public cannot be we cannot be lied to about it. So turning that flag behind me into a terrorist symbol, it's borderline impossible, because we know what's happening over there. We know that the real terrorists are the Israelis. However, if we did not know, let's imagine there's no internet, there's no footage of what's happening in Palestine. There's only like a small group of like 20% of the world population knows the real truth of what's going on through like independent journalists and that sort of stuff. And then they turn the Palestinian flag into a terrorist symbol. That's where you're gonna have a problem, because people do not know what's going on there, and then they're gonna believe it. They'll see that flag, and then they're gonna associate it with Hamas and terrorism and that bullshit. But because people know the truth, because people know what's going on there, they cannot turn that flag into a terrorist symbol, which is the same for Luffy. Because we as readers know what Luffy's motives, know what his actions are, know his reasoning, know why he does things the way he does. We know who he targets. We know he does not target innocent people. We know he's not a terrorist. But if he was in the real, if he was a real person and did the things he did in real life, he will be labeled a terrorist. There is no denying that. The American government is putting him on the terrorist watch list. First chance they get. And if you want real proof that that's the actual thing, the most mind-boggling thing that I learned in recent years, Nelson Mandela was on the terrorist watch list until 2008. Nelson Mandela was on the terrorist watch list while he was president. Why? Because he fucking liberated his country from apartheid. He fought apartheid over there and won. And how do you say it? It was not a peaceful fight. Like that was definitely violence. But because he resisted that oppressive government again, with apartheid. Jesus, because he resisted that apartheid government, the simple act of resisting it got him labeled as a terrorist. So do you understand why people, or why? I mean, like you accuse Hassan of saying that. Do you now understand why Luffy would be labeled a terrorist? Like us fans, we would realize, we would know, nah, he's not a terrorist. You're fucking lying to us. But he would be on the terrorist watch list based on what he's done. If someone like Nelson Mandela was on a terrorist watch list well into his presidency, what makes you think that someone like Luffy would not be labeled a terrorist? Like the media will go to hell through hell and beyond to give him the worst possible coverage, to make us hate him and label him a terrorist. And I use Nelson Mandela as an example because he's the most prominent one, but there's so many more. As for terrorist states, like why is Israel not on the terrorist watch list? They like to pretend that it all started on October 7th, and then they had to free the hostages, and Israel has the right to defend themselves, and that sort of bullshit. It started way before that. That's way before that. But something happened. They used October 7th as the trigger for their current campaign. From October 8th, they started their attack on Gaza. The death toll kept going up every single week, and around June-ish 2023, I might be getting the date wrong, it stopped. The death rate stopped at like 45,000 dead people murdered by the Israeli government. And since June 2023, it stayed at 45,000 this whole time. And in the meantime, endless bombardment and endless barrages of bombing, non-stop, people dying left and right. And right now, to this day, the official death toll is still at around 45,000. And you start wondering, how is it possible that they dropped so many bombs, but the official death toll is still at 45,000? Because there are no hospitals left to keep count of the death count, to keep the death count. There's no journalists left to keep the death count. There is no one left to keep count of how many people there are there. The estimates. The last estimates for of deaths that was made was around 100 or 200,000 people. But then, not too long ago, the Israeli government came with a list, a certain list of people, like the amount of people missing in Gaza. Do you know how much that is? Close to 400,000 people in Gaza are missing. Under the rubble of the houses they lived in, bombarded to deaths. The only reason why they're not confirmed deaths is because they have not been found and as actual bodies. The people in Gaza are constantly running away, constantly fleeing the bombs. They have no time to find their loved ones and to see who's alive and who's not alive. So the official death count to this day, because there's no one left to keep count, is still officially at like 45,000. But there's 400,000 missing. So tell me why. Why is Nelson Mandela? Why was he considered a terrorist? But the Israeli government, Netanyahu, why is he not considered a terrorist? The international community has him. He is wanted by the international community. The moment he enters a European country, that he might get arrested. So he only goes to the country where he knows where he's safe. He will be tried in The Hague eventually for war crimes. But for some reason, he is not labeled a terrorist, but Nelson Mandela is. So when I make that comparison, why is Luffy considered a bad person, potentially even a terrorist in the One Piece story? But the world governments are supposedly the good guys. not too long ago, we saw Lulusia being completely wiped clean off the face of the earth. But they're supposedly the good guys. Remember Doflamingo's words. Justice is decided by the victors. Whoever wins decides what justice is. And that's exactly what's going on in the One Piece world and in the real world. The United States has the world by the balls. They are the sole superpower. It's slowly declining, but they're still the sole superpower, and they get to decide who and who is not a terrorist. Nelson Mandela was, up until 2008, was considered a terrorist. He was on the official terrorist watch list for the crime of fighting apartheid. Meanwhile, Israel, an apartheid state, committing a genocide, committing the worst fucking atrocities known to mankind right now, is not on the terrorist watch list. So you tell me, is Luffy a terrorist? Would he be considered a terrorist in the real world? Would he be considered a terrorist or not? That's up for you to decide. But if you don't think that Luffy would be considered a terrorist by our standards, then you're just straight up dumb. You're just straight up dumb. And the only reason why we don't consider Luffy a terrorist as fans is because we know what he's about. We know he's not a bad guy. We know he's a good guy. We know he doesn't target civilians. All he does is liberate countries from their oppressive governments. He is a liberator. But that's only because we know what's going on. Rocks D. Zebek was called by Sengoku, was called the Rock Pirates were considered a terrorist group. To this day we still don't know why, what they done. Man, I don't know how long I've been rambling. That was a lot. I need to get that out of my chest because, like, for some reason, people hear the word terrorist and immediately dismiss everything about that person. They don't look into what that person is about, what they want, and why they do the things they do. Like the one Yemeni kid, that's how do you call it? The dude that Hassan interviewed. To this day, he keeps getting called a terrorist because he's supposedly a Houthi. He's not. He is a regular Yemeni citizen. He's not associated with the Houthi at all. He's a regular Yemeni citizen. That's about it. But because Hassan supposedly gave him a easy interview, people got upset and started labeling him a terrorist for no fucking reason other than because he's from Yemen. Another example. Do you guys remember 2008, 2009, 2010? That was a issue. Let me pull up Google Maps. Jesus Christ, it's not zooming in well. Yo! Okay, let me just type it in because the zooming is not working well. So here we have Somalia. And I'm sure you guys remember, like about 12 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, there was an issue with Somali pirates, or they were labeled pirates. And only recently that I learned something very interesting. They were labeled pirates, labeled terrorists, because they were targeting ships sailing across the Gulf of Aden, all the, they're crossing the seas over there, up all the way to Egypt and back and forth, and they were targeting those ships. They were called pirates, called terrorists, And I was like, okay, bunch of weirdos. I don't know why they're doing that. And I never looked into that. Until recently I found out. Like, I think it was 2 months ago that I learned about this, which is fucking embarrassing. I should have known this much, much sooner. So Somalia, one of the poorest countries on the planet, their economy runs on... they are a fishing economy. Their whole economy runs on fishing. But what happened? Because so many ships sail through this sea, their waters have been polluted like crazy. So their fishing economy stopped. So the whole economy came to a halt because of the ships sailing through there, because of the pollution. So what did Somalia do? Or not Somalia as a government, but like the pirates. They were like, you ruined our lives, you ruined our economy, we cannot catch fish anymore, we cannot sell fish anymore, we cannot eat fish anymore. So what did they do? They started targeting their ships. They told them, you are not getting past until you pay us. Honestly, let's be real. Completely fucking reasonable. Their entire fucking country got ruined because of international trade. So the international community benefiting of this sea and the Suez Canal, all benefiting from it, enriching themselves. But the countries like Somalia, they're a victim because of it. The seas have been polluted. The fish are not either not being caught, or they're dead, or they're just straight up not good anymore to be sold or eaten. Which, in a country that was already piss poor, like it was already one of the poorest countries on the planet. So when you learn this information, do we consider them terrorists for essentially asking for what they are entitled to? Like, we ruined their country, we're giving them nothing in return, and yet they're the bad guys for targeting the ships that are polluting the oceans. They are the bad guys for targeting the ships that ruin their economy. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? The types of people that get called a terrorist and the types of people that don't. Somalia, a powerless country, the people took action into their own hands, took matters into their own hands, started to do whatever they can to still get some money despite the polluted oceans, because no one was helping them. They were not getting any aid. Once again, their entire economy completely ruined, and yet they're the bad guys for trying to find a way, a violent or not, I don't care. If the international community benefits from these seas at the cost of a country, we should pay them back somehow. They are entitled to some sort of payment. And yet, despite them being victims, they're the ones. They got called pirates, called terrorists. Even had Obama like doing everything he could to fight against them. But a country like Israel, potentially 400,000 people dead, is not on the terrorist watch list. America, millions of people died because of America, not on the terrorist watch list. Fucking George Bush, what he did to Iraq. Over 1 million Iraqis dead. Afghanistan. So was it like, I think it was like $10 trillion, completely vanished. Endless people died. A 20-year campaign, nothing came out of it. Bush still alive, just living his life. not considered a terrorist. But someone like Nelson Mandela is considered a terrorist. Someone like Luffy would be considered a terrorist. So when Hassan says Luffy is a terrorist, he is 100% right. According by our logic in the real world, the US, the United States of America, would put him on the terrorist watch list. But okay, I'm gonna end it here. I've said what I said. I don't think many people are gonna watch this, but I've put it out there. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go have me a quick dinner, and then I'll start the JJK stream. Thank you to everyone who joined. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. And maybe I'll see you in half an hour. Peace out.